today I'm going to walk you through how to organize your expenses for your homestead build from the very beginning. So if you're building a homestead or you're just simply interested in following along, then this video is for you. Hi, I'm Katie. I'm a traditional homemaker and I've always dreamed about building a home. And this dream is becoming a reality and I'm so lucky that it is. And so as a result, I want to give back and share my findings and the progress with you all. So if you are interested in building a homestead or you're just in the homestead niche, then this series is going to be for you. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button. So when you build your homestead, you'll want your GC, or in my case, it's my father-in-law, to give you a concept budget. And like I talked about in this video, we are taking on as many things that we possibly can to ease the amount of work that my father-in-law will have to do. So organizing all of the expenses is one of the things that I have taken over. And so, for example, this is my building binder, and then this is the concept budget that we have so far. And as you can tell, it's kind of wrinkly, it is definitely used and held a lot to compare because you'll be getting a ton of quotes from different contractors or just places for material. You will be very well versed in what things cost just from the amount of quotes that you get back from people. So the idea is to stay organized so you get the best deal for the best quality. So start with a concept budget, and then once you have that and start getting quotes, then we can move forward to what I call the expense tracker. Okay, so this is my expense report. I have it opened up in a Google Excel sheet or spreadsheet, whatever it's called. And it has its own separate tab. You'll see down here, it says expenses. You'll want to organize your expenses into two different tables, the ones that you paid for already and then the upcoming payments. In the table that you already have paid expenses, you'll want to organize it by date, where it's coming from. So if it's a particular check, what check number, or if it's a Discover card or credit card, or if it's coming directly from your bank account, however you are funding the money, and then who you're paying it to, and then what you're paying for. So sometimes, it's easy, you're paying the digging company for digging the hole for the perk test, but other times you'll pay someone something, but you won't really remember what for. So it's always good to have this column in here. And then lastly, the amount. Obviously, that's the important piece to show how much you've already spent. And then in the upcoming table, you'll want to have paid to, or who it would be paid to, what you're paying for, and then the amount. And that way, once you complete the payment, you can always just highlight this portion and then just drag it over and then fill in the details here once you have them. So the next portion of organizing your homestead budget and also your homestead expenses is what I like to call putting together a table called projected cost. So now I have a whole separate tab for this section. You can see the expense tracker right here, and this is the projected cost. This is super helpful because it shows you how much of your budget you have left or you've gone over from your concept budget. And then also it just breaks down every single expense in a nice organized way instead of having it just listed out like this. So you'll want to start with giving the different columns names. So for me, I did the trade, description, the proposed or concept budget cost, what we were quoted for, the company we bought it from or the material, what we are currently at for buying that product or spending on labor, what's left from the budget, and then the final cost. And then from there, you will organize it by trade. So general requirements, site work, foundation, framing, exterior, interior, utilities, finish work, land. And then each one of those by the description that matches up. Now, keep in mind this isn't perfect. I put this together for myself. And I know, like, for example, I have doors in the finished work portion of it, but really, doors are also part of the foundation. A lot of times, the people who do the framing, they'll install the doors and windows and roof, which, again, like, I have those in a different section. Everything's kind of all mixed together, so you have to organize it based off of what you feel like makes the most sense. So for me, it was organizing it this way. And essentially by doing so, like I said, it helps break things out so you can see what your money is going towards for this homestead build. So now, for example, the proposed budget we had for permits and engineering was $5,100. And so I put that in, and you'll want to fill out this whole thing with the different numbers that you get for your homestead build. I didn't feel like it was necessary including these numbers simply because of where I'm building. It's probably going to be different. So whatever your concept budget is, this is the column that you'll want to put it in. And then I also said that the company material didn't matter simply because there are so many different locations. I just wanted to keep it simple. But to determine what we've currently spent, and this is where the expense tracker comes in handy, I just did a sum of all the different expenses that I've had thus far. Another thing that makes this really nice and handy is, let's say you have multiple different expenses per description. So for example, in here, we bought straw wattles to be able to prevent erosion. So this is the concept budget portion. We already spent some money from it, and that's what this expense is right here. And then I can go through and I can see, oh, okay, like this was from E11. So I go in and I say, okay, E and then 11. Here we go, the straw wattles. Like that's where this is from. But then when we have more expenses, then I can put in what company it's from or what exactly it is to help kind of showcase all of the different expenses. And then once that is complete, then you can also have a column for the remaining. Now this is helpful too if you go over budget. Like for example, in this section, we're definitely going to go over budget. So it will kind of help show like, all right, there's a negative balance. So we went over. And then once we have the final numbers, we can put that here and just have an idea of what the actual build costed. But essentially, again, the idea is just to be super organized. It can get very, very hard at times to be able to think straight and see everything because there's just so many different factors and there's so much overlap too. Like I explained in one of my prior videos, you don't necessarily have to just hire a contractor for labor. Like you can get material through them as well, but you don't have to. So there's different portions where you'll really want to like stay on top of it and try to get the best deal that you possibly can. And this helps to accomplish that and to show you exactly where your money is going. So that is all I have for you today. I hope this was helpful. Please let me know if you are looking for anything specifically for what you want to know building your homestead. I would be happy to share that experience with you. But again, hit that subscribe button if you want more content like this, and I will see you next time. Bye.